Yo, I don't know if you can hear me or see me. You can't even see me, can you? Yo, can you hear me? Yo, 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 yo. Yo. Let me know if you can hear me. You can hear and see. Great. Yo. Yo, what is good, guys? How's it going? How is everyone doing? Melvin, Christoph, Melvin, Christoph, Rain, Elizabeth, Emma, Terry, Curtis, Sean, Gerardo, Terry, Tyler, Merlin, Janice, Sean Ferns. How's it going, guys? How are you all doing? Nice to see you all here. Kim, Caroline, Tyler, good morning, good afternoon, Pietro, Maurice, Charlie Quinn, Mike, stay low, Alex, how's it going, man? Caroline, Mohammed, Juan. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. Hope you're having a good day so far. Thanks for tuning in. It's nice to see you here. Welcome to the stream. If it's your first time here, welcome to the stream. We're going to catch a fat dub today. We have not lost in weeks now. And I know a few people are going to be like, well, Joe, you haven't been live. You've barely been live. You're right. You are right. But the game's the game. We have not lost in a few weeks. Like up the stream if you're ready to get started, guys. Who have we got here then? Potential buy on gold. We are looking at a potential sell on GJ at the moment. We just want to see a nice gap up here. Take out this high. Continue up to this 15-minute imbalance. Form a fair value gap on the way to do so. Inverse it. Close below. Boom. Take our entry there. So something along these lines, guys, is what we're going to look at. This is what we want to see. Best case scenario. But bear in mind, we do have news in about half an hour. Okay? We do have news in about half an hour, but we're looking to take a trade before then. We may even take a 1-minute scalp on some other things. Let's just push this over here so we can see it properly. Hello, Adam, Mark, Hamad, Giovanni, Dave, Jovan, Elizabeth. Been in a short on GJ since London Open. Yeah, a lot of people in the course access in the private chat, they've been in that. I think Elizabeth literally is in that as well. What do you say people are going to say? Had commercial again. Sorry, Melvin. I'll change it from every 10 seconds to every 5, if that's alright with you. Or you could just buy YouTube Premium. Nah. But, yeah, you know. There's going to be ads on it regardless, I think. Like, I think I can turn... Can I turn ads off? I'll check after this. Hello, Hamza. My first live. Welcome to the team, bro. It's nice to see you here. You know, it's pretty chill. If you want to see me analyze a chart for you, just give us a shout. Leave a comment, and I will do that for you when I have time. Right now, we're looking at GJ. I'm going to show you the buys for this in just a sec, guys. I'm going to show you the reason that I'm taking this trade in just a sec. Like up the stream if you're ready to get started, guys. Like up the stream. We're looking for a nice move up onto this 15-minute fair value gap, forming one, then an inverse on it. That's it. Doesn't matter. I don't cry about them anymore. Lol. Yeah. Well. You're out now, Elizabeth? Oh yeah, you're out. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I did see that. I just didn't reply. I seen you say that in the Discord when I asked. My bad. Coda, first time here, hopeful for the journey. Just put in the work, man. Ask the questions that you need to ask, and you will get to your goal. You know, people have done this before you using this strategy, just like me. There's other people as well, learning off me, who are doing it. So why can't you? Just make sure you're putting in the time, bro, and you'll get there. Like the stream. Rain said it, guys. Like the stream. Looks like it's going to shoot for that fair value gap, hopefully. But the one thing we need, like, it's all good if we come to this, but we need to also form one on the way to it. That's probably one of the most important things there, because then if we don't form one, we won't have one to inverse, which is an issue. So we need to inverse one. Right, so the bias for this, okay, is bearish. We are bearish, okay, because there's a high right here. Yeah? There's a high right here, which we took out. As you can see right here, we took this high out, which means we then need to retrace. We don't really know where we're going to be bearish to, because there's no fair value gaps here. We just know that we're bearish. What we can do when this kind of thing happens, when you don't see any fair value gaps to come towards on a time frame, you can just go down to a lower one and use that one. So as you can see, if we do that, the 4 hours also bearish because we took out this high over here. But if we go down to over here, you can see there's an imbalance. We can get rid of all this. We don't really need any of this here, do we? I don't think. But there's an imbalance right here. We need to come to the bottom half of that, the discount zone of that, okay? So that's the bias. That's the bias for today. Now, if we go down to the 1 hour, it's a little bit messy on the 1 hour because we do kind of, well, we have this fair value gap right here, which we could potentially come up to in the next 20 minutes. And I guess that would kind of add confluence to it, but I don't mind ignoring this for now. We did take the low out though, and this looks like a manipulation to the downside on the 1 hour. If we go down to the 15, you can see AMD here, but also AMD kind of like here as well. We're looking for that continuation down. So what we'd need to see is basically price push up here, okay? And then as a sign that we're going to respect this fair value gap, all we need to see is the one on the 5 minute that we'd form, hopefully, be disrespected. Then we'd get in there, target this low to the left-hand side, stop loss above the high that we would then form if we were to come up to this and respect this fair value gap. Does that make sense, guys? That's what we're seeing at the moment. That's what I want to see at the moment. But we'll see how it goes, because bear in mind, we do have news in about 23 minutes from now, which could affect us. Hopefully it can give us what I was saying in the private stream literally 10-20 minutes ago, is if we can push up off of the back of news, like news gives us that push up, forming an imbalance, that would be great as well, because then we can just look to inverse that and then we can continue down. So that'd be great as well. To be honest with you, that would be great as well. But we'll see how that goes. I'm now watching your free course and love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. But as I always say, my knowledge, the knowledge I'm sharing, is nothing without you actually applying it. So think of it like teamwork. I'm giving you the knowledge. You're the one applying it. You're the one who's getting the results. If you didn't apply it, you wouldn't be able to get the results. But then again, if you didn't know the knowledge, you wouldn't be able to get those results, regardless of what you would apply. So it's teamwork, but I'm happy you're getting value from it. That's the goal. Would you look on 1 minute for an FVG to be inverse in this case? If we were coming into a 5 minute fair value gap, yes, I would. So it's like, it's the rule, you just go lower. So to kind of get an idea, like, if this was a 1 hour fair value gap, we would go down to the 30 minute and look for a 30 minute IFVG to assume we would respect the 1 hour fair value gap. If this is a 15 minute fair value gap, we would go down to the 5 minute to kind of get an idea of if we're going to respect it or not by looking at a fair value gap we'd form on the 5 and inversing that. If this was a 5 minute fair value gap, we would go down to the 1 minute, which I'm sure you guys have seen me do on stream before. If we come into a 5 minute fair value gap, we would then go to the 1 minute, look for that inversion, which is a sign that we're actually going to continue down and respect that 5 minute fair value gap. So it's not about the time frame specifically. Like, you don't go to the 1 minute to kind of get an idea if we're going to respect a daily fair value gap. You just go to the time frame lower than the fair value gap is on and look for an IFG on that time frame. That's my hypothesis anyway. Can you take a quick look at gold? Yes, we shall. I've also cleaned up my, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I cleaned up my list here. Right, what's going on? Oh, wow, this is really good. This is really, really good. We got 5 minutes, there's no rush. We got 5 minutes, there's no rush here. Swept out all these lows. Oh, this is beautiful. We swept out all these lows to the left-hand side. The last one was this one. Came into an unmitigated fair value up, which is this one down here. Didn't tap into the discount though. Or did we? Did we go equal to it? Kind of. The 30-minute. Let's check the 1 hour. 1 hour fair value gap being respected. 2 hour. 4 hour fair value gap being respected here. So bullish. Still slightly bearish on the daily though. Actually, no, I am wrong. We've inversed this daily fair value gap, which means we should come up towards this high over here on the daily. We can get rid of all this. We don't need this here anymore. So bullish, 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 bullish. The only issue is news. The only issue is news. If we are to take an entry, okay, let's say it's around about here. Stops would go down here. And our take profit would have to be up here. And that's just not really worth it. I guess you could put your stop below here maybe. Or below here. It's looking good. It's looking good. I'm not going to lie. It's looking really good. Got a lot of confluences. What's the 5-minute gold long clean? You'd really want an IFG, which meant you would have waited for this over here, which is a lot of candles. So the camera's in the way. I can't see the list things that I'm trading. If I move it over here, what's the lighting like? This is a bit better, isn't it, I guess? Right, so GJ, still kind of just doing its thing. GU. This is good. EU. Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing? We had a crazy pump the other day when Trump announced that reserve thing. But just came into this imbalance, respected it, and continued down. But literally ERL to IRL, you can see this here as well. Like, we take out this low, we come back to this fair value gap, we respect it, so we should really come down and take out this low over here next. But Bitcoin's a mess at the moment. Let's check GJ. What's going on here then? On the 5. See, this is what I didn't want to happen, because now if we just push up to here, we're not going to have a fair value gap to come back into. My face is going dark. Got a light here. I just need to. Is it a bit better? Bit better, that's isn't it? Blinding me though. Where you at? Yo, how's it going, man? Euphoria, sadness, excitement, disappointment. A vicious cycle. Right, all we need to see, guys, is a push up to this imbalance, right? Push up to this fair value gap. And then on the way to do that, we want to form one on this time frame. So this is a 15-minute imbalance. If we push up towards that, we want to form one on the 5, and then all we need to see really from there is it get inversed in obviously like 6 candles or less. Really close below, take our entry, target this low to the left hand side all the way over here, stops above the high that we would create if we were to come and do this what we're looking at now. Hey Rick, how's it going? Got 15 minutes till news, guys, so don't rush into anything. Don't rush into anything. Be careful. But we are having, I'd say, better price action, but we've literally just been consolidating all day again as well. You know, towards the end of yesterday, we had a massive pump, and I think that was off Trump, wasn't it? Trump gave us that pump up. Like up the stream if you haven't already, guys. Like up the stream. When's the 1 hour strategy video coming out? I know you guys, I'm so sorry for that. You guys have been asking me for that. I said I was going to do it for Friday. It's been almost a week since then. Yeah. It's coming out today. I'm aiming for today. Basically, I've had a massive move around. So anyone who's making money trading and they're watching this video and they're renting. So if anyone's here making money and they're like from trading, renting a property, they will know it is so hard to get accepted for a rental. You have to pay 6 months up front. I did anyway. So if that's I've paid that twice. Okay, done that twice. So basically, because of that, you can kind of conclude that paying that at once, it's a big payment for anyone. You know what I mean? I can afford it. Don't get me wrong, but it's more of like it's a big bill, obviously still. So with that, this is why it's not out yet. Okay, this is why it's not out yet. So with that, we're looking for a mortgage. We're getting a proper we're getting a proper owning the house, all that stuff. Okay, so we don't have to keep doing that kind of thing. So I finished my rent. I had to pay the next payment literally like a few days ago. So what happened was, we're not going to pay 6 months up front. We're going to get a mortgage instead, okay? So because of that, I've had to then move out. This is why we're in a new background now. We're in my parents' house, which is, a bit childish, embarrassing to say. But it's had to be done because obviously we can't pay 6 months up front. I don't want to pay 6 months up front and also get a mortgage for the massive deposit on a mortgage because, again, it's hard to get accepted for that kind of thing when you're trading. So I had to pay a bigger deposit. But with that, I've had to be moving around all day. Just got back from Cyprus, bouncing around all day, all week really, the past few days. So it's been a bit crazy. So that's why it's not been out yet. So I do apologize for that. It will be out very soon. I'm settled now. Got my space, got my area sorted. So it will be out soon. What do you think about Bali? You want to live there? Not really. I think with Bali, it's cheap. It's crazy cheap. But the issue is, I think getting there is the issue more than anything. I think once I'm there, I'd like it. But then it's also like, there's my girlfriend too. She has her job here. She wants her independence here, and I'm not gonna leave her because I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without her. To be honest with you, so I can't leave her here. So I can't really live there. I'd want to live. I'd want to live somewhere just chill. It's not crazy. Just like Spain, bottom of Spain. France, south of France, Morocco. Like just somewhere pretty chill. Nowhere too crazy. Or out the way. I'll make a video. I mean, it's alright. You got school, you got homework to do. So when are the mock outlooks coming back? Yeah, apologies for that, guys. They're coming back soon. They should be back tomorrow. If not, I'll just start them on the fresh week. But they will be back very soon. I do apologize for that. It's just been hectic the past week or so. A few guys know about the personal life. You know what I mean? So there's that too, the personal bits. But yeah, they will be back soon, Dan, I promise. Nice that you realise that she is the driving factor behind your lifestyle. Yes, well, she's the reason I'm here now. No, I wasn't going to kill myself. She's the reason that I've got to this level. Because, there's a few... Obviously, a few guys know I used to smoke quite a lot. So there's a few speed bumps with that. I think I wouldn't came back up out of that rut if it wasn't for her. Which then I wouldn't have continued. Stuff like that. So yeah, she is the reason that I've got here as quick as I did. Pure UK lad, born and bred. Yeah. My wife is too. She offers all her able time with me because she believed in me. That's crazy. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have someone like that, I think. Yeah, Europe is chill. Pretty chill. I missed 3 trades today. I could be $750 up, 10k account. Fucking school. I mean, it's a good problem to have. You know what I mean? It's a good problem to have. There could be worse. There could be worse. Right. Looks like we might be pushing up now. We've got 10 minutes left until this news is out. 10 minutes left. Also, guys, I don't know if you guys follow along with me with the fundamentals and stuff like that and people who use Forex Factory. What I recommend doing now, because Trump is just crazy, like, if you like him or hate him, doesn't matter. I think we can all agree he's pretty crazy. Just decides randomly when to do speeches and just this, that, and the other. You know, there's obviously the trade wars going on. So there's going to be a lot coming out. So what I recommend doing, right, is having Financial Juice open 24/7, just like Forex Factory. Every so often, just glance at this, okay? Just glance at this. You don't have to check it religiously. I think what we could do, what I might do actually is put this into the Discord server. I think I can put this into the Discord. Oh. I'm going to put that into the Discord, I think. And what that will do, it will tell you any big red pieces of news that might come out. I'm going to put that in the Discord. Let me write that down. I'm going to put that in the Discord. And it'll be in the Discord. So I think if there's the option to only allow red things like this to come through rather than everything, I'm going to put it in the Discord. Put Financial Juice in the Discord. Because what I was going to say, right, before I came up with that, is basically Trump's going crazy, saying stuff all the time, Elon Musk, all that stuff. Whether you hate him or love him, you can agree they're mental at the moment. So there's a lot of spontaneity, you know, a lot of issues there because you don't really know exactly when he's going to speak. So with that, I'm going to put this into the Discord so that whenever he does start speaking, whenever he says something, you will know. You'll get a notification to your phone exactly when he says something big, or anyone says anything big, or anything big happens, because this is like speeches and stuff like that. So if you want that, let me know. And obviously, if you want that, join the free Discord, which is in the link in the description. But that will be in there, I think. Hey, Emmanuel, how's it going? Crypto Total Mess. Been stopped out twice on London session. Good for the day. Still on your strategy and grateful for it. Nice to hear it, Pietro. Just keep it up. You know, I think a lot of you guys don't know this is explicit learning and implicit learning. If you have the course, you will know this because I say it all the time. There's explicit and implicit learning. Explicit learning is learning the course, which is great. You know, the free value content, like watching this stream. This is explicit learning. It's not explicit content. It's explicit learning. Then there's implicit learning. So what you need to do, right? It's like a scale, you know, exponential or whatever it is. Compounds. So at the start, you kind of like this, where you do the same amount of explicit and little you do a lot of explicit and a little bit of implicit, and then the more explicit that you do, the more learning, like videos and stuff that you do, the higher this chart goes. Like this, right? Okay. Whilst we're waiting for this to happen, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So imagine we have a graph, right? We have a graph. Yeah, we have on this side we have implicit. On this side, we have explicit, okay? So when you're looking at explicit videos, when you're doing explicit learning, so watching videos like this, learning how to trade, all that stuff, by learning tools, you know, you're sitting here scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram, whatever it is, picking up this knowledge, right? That's what explicit learning is, so watching videos. Implicit learning is actually applying what you learn. So if I teach you IFEGs, that's explicit, then you go and practice that, which is implicit learning, okay? So at the start of your journey, you basically just need to do a lot of explicit and barely any implicit, okay? And then as you do more and more explicit, you have to do more and more implicit, and then it gets to a point where you have to do basically no explicit and just all implicit learning, okay? That's what happens. So this is where you are at the start. You start here, you're doing lots of explicit, not too much implicit. Then you slowly start doing more implicit and more implicit, more and more practice, less and less watching YouTube videos. So once you've gone through the course, as long as you've made notes, once you've gone through the videos, the free course, whatever it is, once you have a strategy there, that's when you kind of need to start doubling down on implicit learning and kind of slowing down on your explicit learning, because you can overlearn, you'll get analysis paralysis. You know, when I first started, I learned about pitchforks, channels, trend lines, fib, IFEGs, FEGs, breaker blocks, order blocks, all these different types of tools. Don't get me wrong, they do work. I'm not saying they don't. All you need to do is pick a handful of them and use those. So once you get a handful of them, use those and then start practicing with them. And this is the chart, okay? This is what you need to do. Lots of explicit, little implicit. The more explicit that you do, the more implicit you have to do. And then eventually you don't do any explicit and just do loads of implicit learning, which is like backtesting and trading and stuff like that. Hope that helps. And for fuck's sake, GJ is going down. Right, we've got 3 minutes left to the release. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it can give us that push up. Give us that fair value gap that we're looking for, you know. Okay, that's not going to work. C. Smith stinks. Damn well, brother. Nice work. Happy to hear it, Emmanuel. GM, Stefan, Elizabeth. Hi, please can you give a quick rundown of this GJ analysis if you have time? If not, that's all good. Yeah, sweet, no worries. So, bearish bias, because we took out this high, we need to retrace if we're going to continue up. Okay, you have to always assume that price is going to move sustainably. A sustainable move up would be up, retrace, up, retrace, up, retrace, up, retrace. Up, take a high or break structure, then retrace. 4 hour, same scenario, but coming into this imbalance over here. 1 hour is a little bit messy. You know, I think the 1 hour kind of contradicts our idea, but I'm okay with that. It's only the 1 hour. You know, you can't have it all perfect all the time. Which is, you know, we'll see how that goes. But the 15 took out this low, you know, had AMD here, took out this low, took out these lows over here, right? Needs to retrace back towards this fair value gap, which it's kind of tried to do but failed because of this news release that's coming out. But what we're looking for is price to come towards this fair value gap, right? Come up to here, respect this imbalance, and then continue down. What are we using to identify how to respect it? How are we going to find out when it's respected it? Most people would wait till we're down here and go, ah, we've respected it, which is like 5 years too late. So what we do is basically just wait for a fair value gap to be formed on the way to the fair value gap, right? So on the way to the 15, we form one on the 5. Then on the 5, or on the 15 as well, we kind of push down, close below here on the 5, which is where we would take our entry, because then we have AMD, which is this slow price action, 50-minute being respected, daily 4 hour bearish down to the bottom half of this 4 hour fair value gap. So that's the kind of analysis here, and what we would do then is target this low over here. What did gold do actually? I think we had a quick look at gold, but it just didn't. Right, so the news is about to come out in about 40 seconds. This was looking good. Are you in this, Elizabeth? Are you in this still? Thanks, bro. I've been doing both explicit and implicit learning. I'm very close to finishing your course. Nice to hear it, man. Happy you're getting value from it. Did gold end up playing out? Not 100% sure. Wait, we're on it. Hasn't played out yet. Still just doing its thing. Waiting for that news to come out. It looks like we're just picking up the volatility there. If we go back over to GJ, let's see how this plays out. Hopefully, what we want to see this do, is push up and form this fair value gap for us, okay? That's what we want to see this news do. And then we'll also have news lows to target as well, which is a win-win. Come on. This is getting dead dry. Right, this is good. This is good. What was the release? Was it bearish or bullish? Alright then. There you are, bullish. Okay, so we got 15 minutes to close back below here, okay? So all we need now is a close below here. As long as we can close below this fair value gap, we're one step towards this goal of entering the trade. Love gold. Anyone that hasn't took Josh's course is missing out big time. Take it from someone who's been trading for 2 years. Appreciate you, Alex. Appreciate you. But it's true. It is true, guys. GU good for sell? No worries, Oliver. Voice break. GU good for sell? Wow, yeah. Looks alright. There's a lot of unmitigated fair value gaps here. I think if we invest this one, you have to wait for this one. If we invest this one, you kind of have to wait for this one too. Only because they're very close to our entry. You'll see me taking ones with unmitigated fair value gaps, like nowhere near the entry, but there'll be unmitigated fair value gaps between my entry and target. The only reason for that is because it's not near the entry. It's like nearer to the target. When it's near the entry, you can just kind of like. If we were to enter right now, yeah, let's say there was just one down here. Let's say there was just this fair value gap right down here. None of the others, just ignore those for now, yeah. Hypothetically, if we were to take the entry right here, we would have this one. So basically what would happen is we would continue down towards this. And at that point in time, we can go break even, take partials. But if it's right here, like if we go back and go, well, there's one right here, right next to our entry. We can go down to it, respect it, and there's no logical reason to move to break even. Like we could do this, we could still do this. But what's also more probable is this. So I would not take these GU sales, Abby. That's why. This looks alright now. This looks alright. As long as we can get a 5-minute close like this to have that actual gap form, this is good. Dry lips, man. Are you trading NFP? No, I'm not. Is it towards the end of this week, is it? Yeah. Okay, so next week's CPI. I don't trade it, obviously, but I'll be live then for them. Like, I think they get released an hour before my stream starts anyway, so, you know, but I don't trade them. I trade the day of it, but not, like, the release. I kind of treat it like this, but a bit more, you know, stricter with it. Do you wait for the 15 to come into the fair value gap and then wait for a fair value to be formed and then invest on the 5-minute showing that prices are respecting the 15 and then to target sell side liquidity? Exactly, Ben. Exactly. That's correct. EU, US, EU might be better. Maybe if we invest this one, yeah. But again, we've had a big move up. We're due a consolidation. This is our best bet, guys. Trust me. This is our best bet. No worries, Abby. All we need now. So we've had step 1 is basically complete. The second step is just closing below here on the 15. As long as we respect this fair value gap, we're on to the next step. Then all we need to see is that 5-minute invest and boom, we're in. What's the daily bias on Euro USD? I see the general trend is down, but now it's going very, very high. I don't use trends. I use liquidity. That's your best bet. Bearish. I'm bearish. Bearish. Nice AMD play, though. Nice AMD play here. If anyone's caught this, you can see my analysis from a few days ago. Nice AMD play. Beautiful. Slow price action. Sweep this low. Or take this low, whatever you want to call it. Invest this fair value gap. Take out this high. Bit iffy because we're close to the high already, which is this one, but nice play. I'll be bearish straight away here. Bearish towards this. Now, not bearish trend. I'm not going to say price is going to come all the way down here. We just need a retracement, basically. That's what I'm saying. A retracement on the daily, a retracement on the 4 hour is like a whole day of being bearish on the 5, the 15, whatever. So definitely bearish bias on EU. So sells would make the most sense. But then you look at EU and go, on the 15, we've had such a strong push up that we kind of need to just chill a little bit. Kind of like what we're doing on GJ. We need this close, man. We need this close below here. Yes, I thought that the IFEG, and I think I have no longer business there. No worries. Like up the stream, guys, if you haven't already. Like up the stream. All we need is a close below. If we get a close above, it invalidates the entire trade. So we got step one. We've got step one, which is the push up towards it. Step two is respecting that 15-minute fair value gap. Then step three is inversing the 5-minute. But we need that. We need a close down here. We need this candle to be bearish. This candle needs to close bearish. This candle needs to stay here, or maybe at least around about here. Then the next one needs to be here. Then once we inverse this, we can take an entry. So we're looking to get in around about here, which kind of messes up the R completely, to be honest with you. But we can use the fair value gap as a stop loss. Gold is pushing up now. Haha, typical. To be fair, when was the release? I guess it was only 7 minutes ago, wasn't it? Good trade though. It's just holding through news is risky, especially when you're taking an entry just before it. Can you please explain IFVG? I know fair value gap. So a fair value gap, you know, 3 candles, everyone knows that. An IFVG is just when we close below it or behind it. So if we have a bullish fair value gap, right, like this one right here, if we were to close below this, let's just get rid of this for now. If we were to close down here behind it, that's an IFVG. With a bearish fair value gap, it's the same thing. I can probably show you one. Here, you can see a bearish fair value gap was formed. Then we close behind it, which I guess is all the way over here. Really, the technical close, we don't look at that. And that's it. It's ERL to IRL. Once you understand ERL and IRL and how they work together, liquidity and fair value gaps, this will make a lot more sense. When we inverse a fair value gap, you just take a trade towards the other side of liquidity, and then that's when you'd expect price to retrace. This push up is not good though. If we close above here, it validates the whole trade. How long does it take for a candle to close? Sorry, I didn't see that, Rain. As Sean's basically just said, depends the time frame you're on. So, look, on the 15, it's every 15 minutes. So, in 5 minutes and 30 seconds, it'll be 15 minutes past 3, which is when the 15 minutes candle will close. The 1 hour closes every hour, 2 hour every 2 hours. You know, it's literally as Sean's just said. Right, so we took out these highs, which is good, I guess. This one right here, we took out this, which is good, gives us that retracement. But as I said, we got 5 minutes left. This candle's okay. Well, this is a win, I guess. This is what I wanted to see. Slightly bullish, you know, a lot of resistance here. But as long as we kind of chill now for the 5, chill around here, hopefully get a close inside this 15, because that's the breaking point. Really, we need that close below the 15, inside the 15. We need it there. We need a close inside the 15-minute fair value gap here, or this invalidates the entire trade. Can you see Euro JPY? I think it now takes 2 equal highs, and we can use them as a support level if it goes back. Maybe it's a bit against the bias, but I think it's good. 2 equal highs. Oh yeah. Well, this kind of aligns, like the same thing, aren't they? Doesn't really go against the bias. I think the bias would be the same, wouldn't it? Well, yeah, it definitely is the same. Definitely bearish on EJ at the moment. Definitely bearish. So it doesn't go against the bias at all. You're right. But is there a 15? No. Yeah. Got try lifts, man. Looks like we're pushing down on this 5. If we can get a close inside here, all we then need is a close below this fair value gap, which is quite a big one, not going to lie, which is not the best, but we've got it regardless. Just need this close. Once we have a close below here in the next few candles, like we need like 3 candles, 3 more candles, we can then take an entry. We'll see what happens. Because we could refine this entry a little bit further and go, if we form a fair value gap on the way down to inverse this one, we can then look for price to retrace to that. Use a 1 minute IFVG on this time frame showing we're going to on this fair value gap showing we're going to respect it. Then get in there, get a slightly better entry and a slightly higher R. Because I think if we were to just enter blindly right here, full TP down here, stop loss, maybe this high if you want to be a bit messy with it. Realistically should be up here though. So it's a 6-7 negative R. But we're gonna take this trade, guys. We're gonna take this trade regardless of whatever. As long as we invest this, we're taking the trade. And also we need to close below it, I guess. Got 2 minutes left. We're inside it right now. We're inside of it right now. We need to close inside this grey box right here, guys. If we can close inside of it, that's perfect. Literally exactly what we need. Then the next step would be kind of continuing down and inversing it. If we close above it, it invalidates the entire setup, literally the entire thing, because then we've got an IFG on the 15. Although, I guess you could argue that if we've took this high out, the IFG's done its job. There is that. Let's see how this closes. Come on, GJ. Come on. How long is the delay of the stream? I think it's like 10 seconds, 20 seconds maybe. Let me see. Let's see how this closes. Come on, GJ. Come on. How long is the delay of the stream? I think it's like 10 seconds, 20 seconds maybe. Yeah, it's like 30 seconds. Minute left. Yeah, I use ice. Use ice. Awanda's kind of like, you know, a bit dodgy with the charts. That's why I stopped using them. Come on. Come on. 20 seconds. Looks like we're going to close inside. If we take this high as well, beautiful. Well, we have took the high. If we close inside here as well as taking the high, that's beautiful. I just use ice, to be honest with you. Just use ice. There we are. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We got the close. Now all we need to see is this 5 minute fair value gap get disrespected in like 4 more candles. Okay? So we can get rid of, I suppose we'll get rid of this just to kind of keep it a bit clean because it's starting to get overlapped and a bit messy there. All we need to see now is this inversed in 4 candles. Okay? 4 candles. Why in 4 candles? Is that a part of your rules? Yeah, it's basically because the IFVG, we trade the IFVG because it's the volatility behind it. Like, what the IFVG shows is the volatility, okay? That's what we want to see. It's like a V shape kind of. When we start messing around a little bit and don't really have that V shape anymore, that's when we're probably not going to continue. So it's like AMD. Like, if we push up, then consolidate, then push down, that's probably manipulation. But it's the volatility that it brings. So if we push up and then push straight back down, that's volatility. We're trading that volatility behind it. Plus, obviously, then there's liquidity and stuff like that involved. But the reason it's it's not 4 candles. It's about 6 or 7. Okay, so it just depends on how it looks. If we push up and consolidate and just do this and then push through, probably a manipulation. But if we do this is the manipulation. Come on, GJ. We're free to trade now. You know, it's been that 15 minutes since the news release, so we are free to trade. Like up the stream if you haven't already, guys. GU buys? Nah. No. Could already answer that for you. We'll have a look though. We'll have a look whilst we wait for this. No. Just no. So how many candles? 1, 2. Okay, so we've got about 3 or 4 candles left till we can kind of invalidate this. We've got to push down in about 3 or 4 candles at most. Realistically, we want to push straight through it in this candle. IFG on Bitcoin on 15. I'm in a sell now. That's took a while. What is the stop loss here and the target if we see the IFG? The target is this low over here, and I think what we will do, if we form a high on the way to inverse this, we can use that, but realistically I think we'll put it above here. That's a very low R. We may even just put it above here. It's a very low R trade, and the reason it's such a low R trade is because of the size of this fair value gap, because the high is so far away from the entry because of the size of the fair value gap. Like we have to push down a little bit more to inverse it. That's why the R is so low. My analysis on gold. AMD. It's a beautiful play. It's just a news issue. Took this low. Respected this unmitigated fair value gap here. Bounced up, inversed this very quickly. See the V shape, guys, that I'm talking about? This is what you'd want to see. We invest this very quickly. Close up here. So you'd be bullish with this AMD cycle here. So we got AMD, we got obviously liquidity at the low, we got fair value gap being respected, we got bullish bias on the higher time frame, so bias would make perfect sense. We could look for an entry, but I don't know, I think the best entry would have been here. Here we go. Looks like we are trying to push through here on GJ. But I think what we could do to refine the entry, guys, if we want to refine it and the R is looking a bit low, what we could do is if we form a fair value gap on the way down to close below this one, we can then use that as a reference point to take our entry instead. So we'd form a 5-minute fair value gap, inverse this one, form one, come back to it, then inverse a 1-minute one, which is respecting the one we would have formed, then take your entry there instead of like down here, plus use this as a high. So you could do that as well. I think we might do that. We'll see how this candle closes. Looks like we're pushing right through it now though. So we are ready to take our entry. I think for now, we're going to just do this. This R is so low. So low. Where's the 4-hour fair value gap? Because I guess we could target that as well. Like we would be bearish towards that. Not much of a difference really. Right then. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to take this trade. If we close below here, we're going to take this trade and this is what it's going to look like, okay? Like up the stream if you're going to take this trade, guys. Come on, GJ. Come on. So are we selling? Yes, sir. Pull out the magnet. Let's get the magnet out then. Right, come on GJ, we've got 50 seconds left. Get your positions ready, guys. If we close below, we want to see an obvious close, by the way, just to clarify. We don't want a technical close. We want a good, obvious close, like actually closing below it, not like technically closing below it, okay? Right, I'm ready to click sell. Next killer. Right, I'm in this now. I am in this now. I am in this now. My TP. Let's see how this goes then. The management spots. This low over here we're going to look to manage. But also again, the stop loss is quite tight already. So we might lay back on the aggressive management for now. We might be forming a fair value gap here as well. But let's just journal this trade really quickly before I forget. If you want to see the link to the journal, this is my entire track record. Every single trade that we take live or with the team in the private Discord, I disclose every single entry I take and put it into here, okay? So with this, what's the date? So it's the 5th of the 3rd. DJ bearish sell. The R's pretty low. 1.2. Will this continue the winning streak? Let's see how it goes. How many viewers we on? 123. Like up the stream if you're in this trade, guys. The growth's been insane. We've literally 10x the viewers since December, since November. Now we just got to wait for this to play out, basically. That is it. That is it. As I said, going to be a little bit more reluctant on the management of this trade because we already do have a tight stop loss. Like, realistically, right, if we put our stop loss up here, okay, and go, okay, just hypothetically, if our stop loss was up here, when we took this low out, I would have gone boom straight down to here, okay? So it's already in the place that I would have put it once we took this low out. So all we kind of need to do is take this low. That's the risk behind it, is because we're kind of assuming we're going to take this low, which we shouldn't really do, to be honest. But I've been waiting for this all day, all week. Channel will only get bigger, brother. Exactly. Come on, GJ. Once it takes out that low, our stop loss placement is fine. Just a little bit aggressive, a little bit risky with the stop loss placement. We could get caught in a manipulation here. We could get caught and miss out on a winning trade just because we were being aggressive with our stop loss, which is an issue. So we need to take this low out as quick as possible, really. But again, we are forming this fair value gap here, which is kind of like a resistance zone for price. And now that we got rid of all this, I'm going to get rid of this, this, and this. Just clean up the chart a little bit so we can just focus on this. My eyes get so dry. Still need to get them sorted, to be honest. The only reason I'm not squinting anymore is because I have the computers right in front of my face. If anyone was here from Cyprus or watching me in Cyprus, you'll know every so often I just glance over at the chat and just squint. It's not an issue anymore because now they're right in front of my face. What's this then? Is this a 30-minute close? Okay, so this is a new 30-minute candle, a new 15, and a new 5. We do have a valid 5-min fair value gap here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did this, which is an issue. But I want to take this low out first. We should technically come and take this low out first. Then when we take this low out, we can put our stop loss like over here. But I'd probably, if we take the low out first, I'll use it as a soft stop loss. So like if we closed above here, then I'd close the trade. Basically, that's what I'm saying. But I'm still looks good. The reason it's down here is because this will be the middle point, the equilibrium of the 4-hour imbalance. And then there's the low here as well. Come on, GJ. Yeah, as I said though, I would not be surprised if we came back up to here. As long as we don't close above. I think I might do that anyway now, to be honest with you. If we close above here, if we close above this fair value gap, I'm going to close the trade, okay? So my stop loss is here, but I'm not, you can see I'm not manually putting it there. If we close above it, I'm going to close the trade. And that's that now, okay? So that cuts our risk like what? Originally 46, now it's 22. So 0.5% tops here, realistically. Unless we have some crazy close. Can we count this wick for respecting the fair value gap? Or no? No, we can't. No, we can't. As I said though, I want to see the low tuck first. Well, to be fair, I don't actually, because if we take the low first, we don't really have a confluence to continue down. If we respect this, we should then come down and take out the low. But I'm not surprised that we're doing this. You know, I said this could happen. So as long as we tap into it, respect it, and then continue down, I'm all happy. I'm all good. And I suppose that that's just happened. If we just put this properly, you can see if we properly put that fair value gap there, you can see we tap directly onto that purple line. So hopefully that is respecting it now. Very strong consolidation here. Also, there's this 1 minute fair value gap that I'm looking at right here. We could close above it, then take the high out. Come on, GJ. How do you stay relaxed during the trade? I don't know. I think there's also like, this is an issue like that I figured out quite early on when I started doing these like streams and stuff, is it's a bit different for me now. Like, you know, there's people watching me trade. If I make a mistake, if I do something stupid, people are going to call me out for it. So there's that extra level of discipline as well, I guess, with that. So we've tapped into this we've tapped into the purple line, the middle of this fair value gap. So if we do continue down now, I would count that as respected it. We don't really need to go up to it. Also respecting the 1 minute. Let's continue down now. Come on, give us that push, GJ. Can I only take USD JPY sell with 5 minute fair value gap? No, you don't need to use the 5 minute. You can use whatever time frame you like, really. Like up the stream, guys. Like up the stream if you haven't already. Okay then. That was a 5 minute close, I think. So we're in a new 5 minute now. So remember, this isn't my stop loss. If we close above it, I'm going to close the trade in a loss. Okay? Remember that. So this isn't manual or hard stop loss. This is a soft stop loss. I don't use them much, but for this case I will, simply just because we've been a bit messy with our stop loss originally anyway. So if we close above this, I'm going to close the trade. We've got 4 minutes to do that. So we might wick up, then come straight back down and respect it like we kind of did on the 15 before. See, like this. If this was my hard stop loss, I would have got probably took out there. You know what I mean? Come on. Well, now we've definitely come into the top half. If we continue down, we have respected that fair value gap. Okay? Remember, guys, this is where my soft stop loss is, not my actual one. My actual one's like up here. My soft one is here. So if we close above this, then I close the trade. But we've just heavily respected that there. There was a slight gap here, which looks like it may have just filled. Let's see if we can continue down now. Come on, GJ. This is also quite nice because on the 1 minute, you know, a nice 1 minute AMD cycle right here. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So this kind of gives us confluence for the move down as well. You're always a candle ahead of me? That's strange. What subscription are you paying for? Don't even have a pricing screen. How on earth are you 5 minutes ahead? Can you tell me if this candle closes above or below then? I see markets. Yeah, I'm 30 seconds behind you. That's the YouTube delay. But a whole candle is a bit crazy. Looks like we're closing above here, guys. This might be the first loss in a month. Almost. Looking like it. About 0.7% right now. This could be the first loss in a while, guys. The first loss in a while. Right. I'm out. 0.5% there. Wow. First loss. Boo-hoo. First loss. First loss in a while. Yep, there's no coping. No coping, guys. Remember, do not cope. It fit our plan. If it won, you would have celebrated. The live stream, guys. First losing trade. Everything's journaled, guys. First losing trade in a while. Wow. Boo-hoo. You know? It is what it is. Had to happen. Biggest loss in a while as well. Our previous loss was 0.03%. 0.2. 0.25. It literally is our biggest loss. I don't think we've lost more than 1% yet. He needs to change, and I don't think you can get 5 minutes ahead candles, to be honest with you, mate. If I was 5 minutes behind, everyone would have said. But yeah, that's the first loss in a while, guys. Not much we can do about that. It has been one of those days. It's been one of those weeks, to be honest with you. But you know, it is what it is. We did everything right here. We did everything right. We had our you know, analysis. We had our expectations. They met our expectations. You know, we had everything right. It ticked all the boxes. We're not gonna cope and say this was wrong. This was wrong. We did everything right here, but just lost. Nothing is 100%. No strategy is a 100% win rate. Okay. So it's all good. It is all good. It's a business expense. It had to happen. Now we move on to the next one. Simple as that, guys. Simple as that. There's nothing else to it. But I think, Jesus. Stay off them Belgian chocolates. It was still respecting the 15 fair value gap though. Yeah, it was. But we used this, inverse this, which means it then should come up and take out this high eventually. On the VWAP, using a VWAP is crazy. Dave, I'm 30 seconds behind. That's what you're 30 seconds behind because it's just a YouTube lag. There's not much we can do there. It's literally just I have it on the shortest delay that's possible. It's just the way it is with this. Right, guys, that's it. You know, like we took the loss on the chin. We're gonna take it, move on to the next. Hopefully, we can take a trade tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow. Let's check the fundamentals first, though. Tomorrow we have a lot of red folder tomorrow. Perfect. I'll be live tomorrow as usual. What's this guy saying in Belgium here, or French or whatever? Now a hammer with a small wick above. On the open one. Yeah, just let it close first. But that's it, guys. There's not much we can do here. Like, it didn't play out. Nothing we did wrong. Just the markets. Nothing's 100%. So you got to kind of take this stuff on the chin. And another thing as well, like a lot of people, and I used to be in this habit as well, where I would basically look for what went wrong in that specific trade. And what the issue is, when you're looking at what went wrong in every single loss that you take, you kind of then start coming up with these crazy different rules and you get really burnt out. Sometimes you just have to accept that you did everything right here, but it just didn't play out. Okay? That's literally it. We did everything right. We didn't have any contradictions. It just didn't play out. You know what I mean? It just didn't play out. So that's not us. We did our job. The markets just didn't meet. It just didn't play out how we thought it was going to play out. But, you know, nothing wins 100% of the time. So with that, you take it on the chin, accept that it was just probability playing out, and move on to the next one. That's exactly what I'm doing. And that's it, guys. I got nothing else to share now. That's literally me done. Fortunately, you know, we're ending this on a loss. But don't worry, you know. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we can catch another dub tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. See if the markets give us a little bit better PA. But other than that, we did everything else right. So that's it, guys. I got nothing else to share. And I'll see you all tomorrow. That's pretty much it. Thanks for the live. Helps me a lot. Happy I can help you, Payne. But that's me done, guys. Thanks for your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you took this trade as well, make sure you journal it and make sure you're not searching for something that went wrong. Okay? Just accept we did everything right, just probability. And come back tomorrow. I'll see you all in tomorrow's stream, the same time every single day. Other than that, I'm done. Thanks for your time. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.